Hi everybody, all my followers, welcome to another video. So if you guys follow my channel, you most likely have seen the video for this car. If you haven't, I will leave the link in the description below, and I really advise you to go and have a look at the video. Basically, this car came to me as a non-runner. The car is now running, but it does have the problem that apparently was the original problem with the car. So basically this car had what looks like a misfiring. I don't know yet, we'll get through that, but apparently the car had a sort of a misfiring. Was stuck to another shop, to another garage, and the car left as a non-runner. So I don't know what they did. Well, I think I know what happened, but watch the other video and you might understand. So yeah, so the car was left as a non-runner, came here on a recovery truck. The car is now running, and as I said, watch the other video, you'll see what was wrong. But the car is now running and is now with what it looked like was the original problem. So at some point I was actually thinking that the repair I've done to get it running would fix the problem, but it didn't. So we're gonna start the engine and I will show you exactly what it does. I don't know if you can hear it. I will take you to the front of the engine so you can see exactly what the car is doing. So it really looks like it's misfiring, and I don't know if you can hear from here. Probably not. It's a little bit lumpy, sort of. There's no engine lights yet, but I think the engine lights will come on sooner or later. So, but what I've done, so I'm just basically carry on from when I finished the other video. So at the moment we have no DTCs, and what I'm gonna do, guys, is I'm just gonna rescan the car. So this was just done before I've started the video, so I've deleted all the codes. There's a few codes in there. I just want to show you now what comes up, but let's gonna do the following actually, so I can show you. So engine on. It's going to restart the test, and you're gonna see that there is possibly faults that are gonna come up. I think they're gonna, yeah, there is. So we're going to clear these faults. It doesn't matter what's in there now. What I want to show you is the following. So no DTCs, okay? Now we start the engine. There we go, all this lumpy thing. It's gonna turn the engine off, so we run the engine for about 5 seconds. Turn the ignition back on. Oh, it's gonna restart the test. So it's going to rescan the ECU, and it comes up with one DTC first. Okay, if I leave it to run for longer, all the DTCs will start to come up, but straight away comes up with that one. So let's gonna see what this DTC is, and that's my DTC. Okay, manifold absolutely pressure, circuit range performance. So it can be two things here. It can be a problem. It can be something that is causing this sort of lumpy running, that is making the sensor to sort of reading a little bit, you know, or it can be a bad sensor, or it can be something else. Now we are gonna have to check this and try to figure out what's wrong. Okay, and the first thing we're gonna check, we could check other things which we'll get there hopefully, but the first thing we're gonna check is for voltage and grounds at my plug. So the sensor is right here behind there, so I unplugged it, and pin number 1, let me see if I get this for you can see. So pin number 1, if you put the plug like this with the tab that you need to press to unplug it facing up, your pin on the left is going to be off 5 volts. So I have my multimeter on the ground, the other probe, and ignition is on obviously, and we have 5 volts. The next thing we're going to check is the ground. Okay, to check the ground, I could just put my probe on the battery, but we're gonna do pin 1 and pin 2. So pin 2 should be my ground. So I should have again 5 volts, which I do have. And my last pin is my signal. So the next test we're going to do is make sure my signal wire is good. I'm pretty sure it is, but the way we're going to check it is quite simple. I'm going to go here to milliamps, okay, and we're going to short pin 2, the ground, and pin 3, okay. So it's shorted right now, and now let's gonna look at our live data. Okay, and as expected, I have 0 volts when I grounded that. So what I'm gonna do now, guys, just to show you. So basically what this proves to me is that the ECU is obviously reading the sensor and check the integrity of the wires from the plug all the way back to the ECU. Otherwise we won't see this change. So what I'm gonna do now, guys, just for you to have a look, is I'm going to disconnect that wire, and you're gonna see that's going up to 4.80 volts, whatever. So let me disconnect that. And there we go, 4.98. I'm gonna connect it again. And back to 0 volts. So that proves my wiring is all good. Another test we can do, which I'm doing there right now, is in this time we are connecting pin 1 to pin 3. So we are feeding 5 volts to the signal wire, and as you can see I'm having 4.98 volts. It kind of shows me that the ECU is seeing both ends of the voltage. Wire is good, everything is good. So wire and ECU checks okay. Okay, everything connected, engine running now, and as you can see I have 3.2 volts. So he's reading a vacuum, okay? So when you just plug it in, it reads about 410. So 410 up will be pressure. 4.10 volts below is going to be vacuum. So it's reading, and as I accelerate, as you can see, it reads fine, okay? Now I'm not sure if it should start reading at 4.10, but I have a reading here. So that code for performance and something else, it might be because of this running, you see, because of this fluctuation, perhaps, I don't know yet. But the truth is, unplugging the sensor makes no difference. The car runs exactly the same. What I wanted to look at is something else here. It's going to go to data 2. Look at that. Look at that, 25%, my short-term fuel trim. And I want to show you how I can bring that down. Okay, so just stay focused in there. Okay, I'm sure you've seen it, and now I'm going to show you what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm sure you have seen what I've done, and the reason you might gonna ask now why I've done that. Well, to start with, this fuel trim, high the way it is, obviously it shouldn't be like that. So, and if you look in there, sorry guys, have a lint condition in there, you see. So my lint condition is what triggered it out. So basically, actually around the engine, when you put your head really, you're here really close to the area, you can hear a kind of a vacuum leak, a sort of a suction happening there. So when I've started to spray, so basically there is too much air getting to the engine. Okay, sorry guys, I got interrupted. I don't even know where I was, what I was saying. Oh yeah, so basically that lint condition is what triggered me. So you can actually, when you hear properly around the air, you can hear sort of a vacuum in there. So and obviously we have a lint condition, which means we have too much air getting to the we have too much air basically. So by spraying that's a fuel, so obviously I kind of balance the fuel air by injecting fuel, which that sprays fuel. So that's why my fuel trim comes down when I spray that. So what we need to do is find out where that leak is. It looks around the EGR, as you have seen. That's where I've sprayed the fuel, that can. So it's somewhere around that area. So we're going to take that off, remove everything, and try to find out what's wrong in there. And guys, I think I found my issue. So this EGR has been touched recently with signs of that. All this sealant has been put on, you see that? But the interesting thing was, here was no sealant, was no gasket in there. Look, was nothing here. And you are supposed to have a gasket here between this and this. So I think that's where my hair was getting in. I don't think it was through there, because if it was through here I would see actually gas escaping from here. So it would have to be on the suction side. The only suction side we have was here. So I think we found our issue. I'm gonna get this cleaned, new sealant, see if I have a gasket for this, and go from there. Okay guys, and I found a gasket for that. So it's dark now. I don't like to finish videos like this, but the guy is gonna pick up the car tomorrow morning, and I might not gonna have time to finish the video, so I'm gonna have to do it now. And there is a reason why the guy is gonna come and pick up the car, which I will show you in a second. But after, so I found a gasket for that little bit of the EGR that I've told you the gasket was missing. So I found a gasket that was not exactly the same size, but slightly smaller, the hole in the middle. So I trimmed it a little bit, put it in there, and look at my short fuel trim now, spot on. So that was the cause for my sort of misfiring, random thingy, sort of poor idling, I would say. But there is another issue with the car, or two issues. One, because the car's still not running perfect. Is way better now, but still not running perfect, and I'm going to show you why I think it's not running perfect. Because of this. So I think the timing is out. Now I could at this point get the scope and scope the crank and camshaft, show you the signals, but like I said, I don't have the time now. It's dark now, look, see, it's night time now, and like I said, the guys pick up the car tomorrow. But I think that is causing a lot of my problems as well. So it was not just the leak, I think that's another issue in there. But the worst of everything, guys, is that. So that light in there, let me put the phone closer so you know what the light is that. Is my oil light. I've checked the oil level. The oil level is absolutely fine. So if I accelerate the car, look, the light goes off. Then if I leave it, there we go. Sometimes it comes on straight away like this. Sometimes you need to leave it idling for a few seconds before the light comes on. But as you have seen, the light comes on pretty much straight away this time. But yes, we have a problem. There is oil in there. I've checked at the top. That's why I still have the engine running. I've opened the cap at the top. There's still oil coming up to the camshaft and all that stuff. But I've only started the engine now to show you this. So we're gonna come off here because I don't want to have the engine running like this. So, and that's it, guys. This is gonna be the end of the video. So I rang the guy. I told him about the engine oil light, and well, and I think he's gonna take the car. I don't know. I'm not gonna touch that anyway. But I just wanted to show you that the leak, that vacuum leak sorted, our fuel trim. We still have a timing issue with the car, and that issue with the oil pumps. So I don't know what the guy's gonna do now. But yeah, just to show you that we kind of had a fix, kind of didn't. Well, I think it was not a timing issue, because I have no faults for my sensors, so most likely it's going to be the timing that is out, I would say. So I think if it was not that, the car would run perfect. Obviously we still have this problem with the oil pressure. So, but hey, I don't know how good this video is going to be really, but still I hope there's some information here that you guys can find useful. I really hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you do have any questions, any comments, put them below. And like always, thanks for watching.